Hey everybody, welcome back to Flippa Live and say hello to the return of Blake. How you going, Blake?
Yeah, good, Ben. Thanks for having me back into the fold. I appreciate that. Hope you've been keeping well and keeping our audience up to date with what's been selling and what's live. I'm sure you have.
We've been doing our best, but everyone just keeps messaging me back and forth. Where is he? Where is he? I want him back. I miss Blake. So, guys, the
I
wait is
think you
over.
think you might be fibbing, Ben, but here I am and ready to go. Thanks for having me back.
Right on. Well, let's jump to it. I'll share the screen. As always, we're going to share a few of the business listings from Flippa that have sold over the last couple of months, and then we'll get to a few that are currently available on the marketplace for anyone who is searching. So if I can find my window here, there you go. You can see that now. You got that, Blake?
Yep, I've got it. You beauty.
This
Thank you very
one
much.
sold
We have
just
got,
what, 3 weeks ago, 23 days ago.
yep, and it's been bought by a Flipper power buyer. There's a lot of activity from power buyers right now. They've got cash on hand. They move quickly and they want to get assets in their portfolio so they can leverage the big audience that they've been able to amass through other efforts that are similar. And so in this particular case, as you've just pointed out, Ben, we've got something that sold 3 or so weeks ago. It's a gaming content website. So it's a blog and it's about gaming, which is great. And critically, built on WordPress, really, really strong authority score. I just want to point out the authority score. I think that's a really important thing. Good sites aren't 100 out of 100. Good sites are above 25, right? So it's important to recognize that. 100 out of 100 would be more like a Google, something which is astronomically big and unlikely to be sold through a digital asset marketplace. But 45 is an outstanding score. You can see that it's plenty of referring domains into this website. Been around for a year, making $900 a month. So if you take a look at that, it's as close to 2 times net profit multiple as you can get. And that's important to recognize. Most blogs are achieving around that 2 to 2.5 times net profit multiple. Just a reminder for everyone, we tend to do our annual, we tend to look at an annual net profit multiple versus a monthly net profit multiple. Some people talk about 30 times, which is obviously monthly. We talk about annual, so therefore it's 2.5 times in that context. Making money through AdSense, about half the dollars for this blog are coming through AdSense, which is great. Means they've got a diversified revenue source or sources, which is fantastic. Most of the traffic is organic at 75%, and most of that traffic is actually coming from India. The vast majority of the traffic is coming from India, which is important to take a look at. And it's interesting because, buyers will tend to have a preference. Some buyers certainly don't, but buyers will have a preference as to where their audience comes from. So really nice asset, Ben. Thanks for picking that one out.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Let's jump to the next one. It's super different. This one is it's an FBA item. I think it's only one item, actually.
Yeah, one item. And yeah, pretty interesting, isn't it? So it's an FBA store, so Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon. It's a golf accessory business, as it articulates there. It's a funny one. That headline there, if anyone's actually looking at selling their asset, that headline there is really, really critical. That's like your key selling point. So profitable Amazon FBA golf accessory business with massive B2B growth potential. It's pretty good. It appeals. It appeals for a couple of reasons. One, golf. It's known to be a category which is evergreen. People do look for businesses in the golf category as they do health, wellness, sport, and fitness in general. And of course, FBA. FBA is very popular. In this particular case, Ben, it's been around for 3 years. As you said, it's a single product. And it's had a little bit of a bumpy ride from a net profit standpoint. Yeah. But the key thing is that that's been articulated there, and you can ask questions as to how and why that's played out. Although the reality is that it is on average performing well and quite consistently from a revenue standpoint. And in fact, there's been a bit of growth in the business between June to September. So the most recent 3 or 4 months there. It's interesting. They're using Swarovski it's Swarovski is the material that's being used for the product. So it's targeting lady golfers. That's a great niche. They've got a manufacturing partner, and as I think Ben, you pointed out to me before this chat, it was actually sold in pro shops before it moved online. So it had a really, really strong foothold. It was 140 pro shops, and so it's a golf ball marker. So really cool. Put it down, putt your way through to the Masters, Ben, using a bit of bling.
Absolutely, it is interesting. You know, I just get so into it sometimes when I look at these, and I'm noticing there's maybe about every 3 months they had these negative profits. So my assumption is that's probably when they're making these bulk orders and then sending everything to Amazon, and that's probably why.
It's a very good pickup because you can see that their cost blows out those same months. So it's not actually that the revenue is down; it's more that the cost blows out.
Yeah, so that's my assumption. But as you mentioned, just ask the seller, and I'm sure that's what happened here. All right, let's jump to one more. This was a beaut. This one sold for $200,000 last month. What do you know about that?
$200,000, and it's 5 years old. So that's the first thing we'll point out. I should say that we ran some numbers only yesterday, and it does turn out that the vast majority of assets which are achieving good multiples are aged. We've talked about that before, Ben, but it's important to continue to reiterate that. So anything over 4 years old tends to command a higher multiple. That's a really important thing to point out. It obviously still does need to have good quality traffic performance, and of course, good revenue performance. In this particular case, it's built on Shopify. The other thing we should point out, Ben, is that you notice that the hero image for this particular listing, it's a confidential listing, but once you sign the agreement there, the actual hero image is the Shopify dashboard, and that provides people with almost immediate insight into how the asset has performed because you get the Shopify dashboard there. So that's quite cool. Skincare product, good authority score, some clearly strong organic keywords there. They must actually have a reasonably strong brand name because some of the keywords they're ranking for are their brand, which means people are actually typing in the brand directly into search, which is really important. It's one product. It's an acne product or acne reduction product, I should say. It doesn't give you acne, Ben. It removes acne, which is important to say. Clearly got a loyal following, which is why people are typing it in into search. Most of their traffic does come organically, and most of that comes from the United States and Canada. So really, really good asset.
Yeah, no, it's a great one. And I think, as we know, another thing that people are often looking for is, that monthly recurring revenue. And this, I think I don't know if it's 100% subscription based, but it's definitely leans very heavily towards subscription. So something people are excited about. Yeah,
it's really interesting. There was a point there where they had 1,140 active subscribers. Now, of course, people only suffer acne for a period of time. So it's unlikely you keep subscribers forever. But the fact that they have that loyal following is a really important thing to consider when acquiring an e-commerce business. Repeat purchase is very, very important. And obviously, it's something that you can build a business off the back of.
Yeah, good one. All right, let's jump to some stuff that's available. I know that's what I'm really excited about.
Are you talking about toilets today?
Blake, I'm talking about toilets today. I think anyone who watches this on the regular knows I like to find the weird ones because they tend to be pretty exciting. I also wanted to throw this one up because, as you'll see, hopefully you're watching this right now because there's only a couple days left on it, but I wanted to give it a little attention because I think it is pretty fantastic. So jump on this one fast if you're intrigued, and just smash that contact seller button, start asking some questions and digging in as fast as you can. This is a toilet-based Amazon affiliate site doing $600 a month. I'll be honest, I didn't know that you could buy a toilet on Amazon, but it doesn't really surprise
Of
me.
course you can, Ben. Of course you can.
Doesn't really surprise me. You can get anything. And it's got a few things that we love. I mean, for one, it's a very specific niche. It's selling one thing. And, you know, we love looking at that, those keywords. You know, it's ranking for best flushing toilet and best toilet. And I think they mentioned some of those are first page Google results. So they're doing really well. They're tracking
How
up.
often have you taken the time out, Ben, to type into Google best flushing toilets?
Well, pretty much every time my toilet clogs, that's what I'm typing in.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Luckily, not too often. But it's a pretty great one. It's only a year old, but you know, as I was mentioning, the traffic's just on its way up. I mean, can't argue with that. So, you know, you love to see anything that's either stable or growing is even better. I love to see that it's growing. 92% organic search. So as I said, you know, they're just really cracking down on people with those very highly specific numbers. And in reality, anyone who's searching for best toilet or best flushing toilets, because they're very likely about to buy a new toilet. So they're kind of already in the funnel about to make a purchase, I guess, on Amazon, which is where you can buy toilets. And one thing I wanted to point out here, for anyone looking through listings on Flippa, there's comments below. You can send private messages, but there's also to make public comments, and you can sometimes find some interesting info here. Because one thing I liked is someone asked about the commission, because they're getting 3% commission through Amazon affiliates. But this seller who's based in Vietnam says you can actually get 5 to 7% commission if you hook up with places like Wayfair or Home Depot, which he's just not able to work with since he's not. So
that's a really, really important point. In fact, the seller should have actually put that in the description versus in the comment there. But that's fantastic to know, isn't it? So only getting 3% today, which is that's the impact of the change to the Amazon Associates program, which was announced, I think, back in May, if my memory serves me correctly. I could be wrong there. But yeah, you're getting 3%, but there's plenty of ways to optimize for additional revenue here, which is great.
Right. And I mean, essentially instant revenue, you know, instant boost. You can just jump into one of those other programs. So pretty interesting one. As I said, only a couple of days left. So jump on it. Do it now. Just leave this. You can skip the next two and start looking at this one.
Yeah, drop off right now and buy that.
Buy it.
Tattooing 101. So you've got toilets.
Tattooing. This one also fantastic. Just came to my attention a couple of days ago. I'm actually excited to be speaking with the seller of this one tomorrow and getting some more information. But I had to include it today because it's just so great. I mean, to start off, tattooing101.com. It's just a fantastic domain name. So right there, right off the bat, you're starting. You know, it's such a great level. Really high authority domain. It's been around for 4 years, as Blake mentioned. You know, when we say time and time, age definitely matters. It you know, it's kind of a proof in the product. Something that's been around and has some customers and some attention, and you know, that steady traffic over all that time. It just kind of shows that this is something worth looking further at. They're doing over $4,000 a month in net profit. And the curious thing, you know, when I first saw this one, I figured, oh, Tattooing 101, it's probably a content site, you know, maybe making some affiliate sales or something like that. But it's actually an education platform. So the guy who owns this developed hundreds of videos on, you know, for anyone, I guess, looking to start their own tattoo shop, which there's, you know, he's got 5,000 subscribers on the email list. So there's clearly a decent amount of people there who want this information. You can get, you know, this all access pass and information for $50 a month. He does a lifetime pass for $500 total. You know, and there's so much here. It kind of took me by surprise to see what this was and how they're doing so well with that over $4,000 a month in revenue. You know, I'm going to learn a little bit more myself when I get to ask this guy some questions, but you know, for all I can read through here, and it's a great listing, it sounds like it's pretty much ready to go. He mentions a couple of times you don't have to be a tattoo expert to be running this. And he says roughly 500 videos, worksheets, quizzes. You know, you're basically buying a tattoo school that you can, you know, figure out how to monetize even better than he's already doing. So
yeah. So Ben, I'm not sure how many tattoo schools are listening to you right now, but this would be an outstanding purchase for an existing tattoo parlor or school or artist, because they could add this as a marketing function to drive leads into their core business. So for all of the tattooists out there, think about adding this to your portfolio.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This could be your online version that's a little bit cheaper, and you draw them into your more expensive offline program. But,
yeah,
pretty great one. And then this one, let's jump to it. Blake, I don't know if you remember this guy.
Yeah, I remember.
One actually sold not long ago on Flippa and is now flipping. It's now back again.
Yeah, it sold over a year ago though, right?
I don't know if it was even that long, to be quite honest. And the seller mentions in here he was excited to buy it, did all his due diligence, started doing some work on it, and I guess he got a full-time gig that he wasn't expecting, that's kind of taking too much of his time away. So he's trying to flip it, and honestly, probably for the luck of anyone looking, because he hasn't owned it for that long, so the price probably will be, I'm sure he's hoping to get a little bit more than what he paid for it, which I think was around 20,000. But if
7 years, how's it been performing? Let's fast forward to traffic. Let's see. Looks
so this
like
is just his recent traffic since he just bought it, and he makes mention to that again. I think he has the old info, so as always, just start a conversation, ask for that again. But traffic's still looking pretty solid, 26,000 page views a month. This is averaging over a year, I believe, which is why those numbers look lower. So take a look at it.
That's a really important point, actually. And I wonder whether we can help out here. The additional detail from the old listing might be helpful. So that's a really good pickup. Great asset, isn't it? So go down. You've got is that 1 million referring domains? Am I reading that correctly?
1.1. No, I think that's 1,110.
Oh, of course it is.
You got me confused there for a second, but it still does have that high authority score.
I clearly, in my absence, have forgotten basic fundamentals that I should be well aware of.
I would be impressed if 1 million people were referring to an underwater welder salary type of website.
That's a very good point, and I'm very happy to stand corrected. Thank you for correcting me. You know what I always loved about this asset? I loved the keywords: underwater welder salary.
Yeah.
Commercial diver salary, underwater welding pay. How much do underwater welders make?
Honestly, I bet they get paid very well, because that is a highly specific job. You probably have to go to school for a while. And it's great. And so that's actually interesting. If we jump down here and how you make money, again, not a total usual thing. The number one thing he lists is that diving schools are paying a monthly subscription to receive contact information from interested users. So they're actually using it as sort of a lead generation site for diving schools, for people who, I guess, Google how much does an underwater welder make, and then their next search is, well, I want to learn how to do that. So kind of interesting. On top of that, more of the normal things, Mediavine for ads, and he says he just started the affiliate program with Amazon, so that's something that this new owner has added since he purchased it the first time on Flippa.
And full disclosure is really important. We love sellers on Flippa who provide full disclosure. So he actually says how much he paid for the asset 3 months ago. That's a really, really important seller, a really important trait of a seller. So for buyers out there, this is the type of seller you want to be dealing with. He's stated explicitly how much he paid for it. You can get into the detail there. Find the old listing, which we can provide you actually, and really, really important listing. Really important comment from the existing seller. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a great one. And I guess it just goes to show. I mean, it's easy to skim through everything on Flippa, but it's important to actually read all the words, because there's a lot of details.
A lot of detail.
Fantastic. Well, that was great. It's good to have you back, Blake.
Yeah, we've both got trouble today.
To do this again. As always, we're here Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 9 a.m. for those who are in Australia. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.
See you soon. Thank you, Ben. Cheers. Bye.